And hello everyone, welcome back to CSC 151. In this video, we're going to go over the calendar assignment in Excel. So, most of you have likely had a calendar app on your phone, but once again, I like using real-world examples to explain concepts. So, let's go over and I'll click the instructional packet and take a look and see what the actual assignment entails. There's obviously all the stuff, and here's what an example of it might wind up looking like. Now then, so let's go and let's make this in Excel. Oh, by the way, I already have the previous assignment open. You know what? Let's not do that. So let me just close that. So Command W for close. Okay, I'm going to get a pinwheel of death. Let's see what happens with the color wheel. There could not be changes. Okay, cool. Because I moved it, that's why. Well, that's okay. So, basically point being is, if you don't know where something is, let's find it. Now, of course, I moved it, so I moved it to my users, to my name, to my documents, to Spring. There's my example. Let me open this. And there's my Sheet 1 class example. Now, because I moved this, because if you saw my previous video, you saw that a lot of my stuff, now it's gone. Where did it all go? What the heck happened? What happened? Oh no. Well, because I moved it while I was having it open and stuff like this. So this is something that could happen by you moving stuff around and moving where your folders are on your computer while you have it open. Okay? You don't want this to happen to you. Just showcasing a possible thing that could happen, that could occur. So please, don't move a bunch of stuff around. However, let's just assume here, let's assume that this guy did not die on me. And this was where my task list was. Task list David. Or, I'll just put it as task list, Yeah, I'll put task list Monticchio. Why not? It was task list. That's where my task list was. And on this page right over here was my big, beautiful task list where I had a bunch of information. Unexpected error has occurred. Okay, let's close out this session of save. Let's just close out, quit. Bring it back up. Find it in there. There we go. Okay. So let's just say I had a bunch of information on this. Bunch of information. There's all my information. That was all the important stuff of the information that I totally made in the last video. Cool. So, I'm going to go and I'm going to make a new sheet. So on the same sheet that has your task list, in the same project that has your task list, click that little plus button for new sheet. And now double click it or right click and go to rename. And I'm going to name this guy my calendar. There we go. So now I've got myself a calendar. I've got myself my task list tab and I've got my calendar tab. And I'll just zoom in on the calendar tab to make sure the calendar tab is, viewable on the video for even small phones. There we go. So I got my task list tab, my calendar tab. Same thing as always, put your name on it. Put the date on it. Today's the 22 actually. There we go. And now I've got that. So, once again, you guys probably have seen phones that have apps on it that'll have your calendar. You probably don't need to ever actually make one of these in Excel, but I like using this as a real-life example. Also, we're building it out from step by step and subtly learning about different things like color and background color and all that sort of stuff in the ribbon by doing this. So, let's take a look at what we have. We have ourselves David's weekly calendar. Oh, we already know how to make this first part, don't we? We already know how to make this David's weekly calendar. That's just me going across some things. Let's see here. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, cool. I can just go across those guys like that. Merge and center. Boom. Now I've got one big cell. And I can make it say David's weekly calendar. And there we go. Now we have David's weekly calendar. And of course I can make the font a little bit bigger if I want to. I can change it to a different font type. There we go. And you know what? I can, but you know, that's kind of like we did that last time. Let's add to this, okay? Let's change the color. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to change this color to yellow. Oh, but now we have ourselves a problem. We have yellow text. The text is the A. So we got yellow text on a white background. It's really hard to read. So let me go to the paint bucket, which is the fill color, and let me go and change that. I don't know, we'll make this yellow on a dark green. There we go. Now that's much more viewable, isn't it? Does the actual thing here say specifically to make it black and white? I don't think it does. I think it just says to change the colors. So always be on the safe side and check the actual thing. Always check your criteria just in case. Built-in same assignment, name on tab, name and date, title merged, change the font type and size of title, merged and centered, background color and font color changed. So no, it does not specify to what color. So as long as we're readable, we're good. And there we go. So now let's make ourselves, you know, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And let's take a look at this. What I do there. I did the same thing where I put a different color and background. So in this case, because I saw that I used white, let me do that. So I'm going to go up to my font color and select white. Now I obviously have white on a white background. Kind of hard to see. So let me change the fill color to something that's dark that it'll show up on. Let's go with that dark blue. Boom, there we go. And let me center those. There we go. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Boom. Got myself the days of the week for a calendar. At the same time, I do in fact need time. So let me actually stretch that out. Merge and center. Merge and center. Boom, there we go. Now that goes across the entire thing. I need myself time. Now, those of you might have noticed, let me make this a little bit bigger here. Let me boom this up a bit. Some of you might have noticed this thing that says general. What is that doing? Well, that's our format. So we've got general, number, currency, accounting, short date, long date, time, percentage, so on and so forth. So for example, if I were to put in this cell 3, that 3 right there is just a general good old 3. I change it to a number, it becomes 3.00. Now I could increase the decimal points and decrease the decimal points simply by clicking the increase and decrease decimal point buttons right over here. But in currency, that 3.00 becomes $3. In accounting, the dollar sign moves over to the left-hand side, the number's on the right-hand side. In short date, it goes January 3rd. That's the 3, the third day of the year. Year, in this case, not specified. Actually, I think the year defaults to 19. Yeah, it defaults to 1900 if you don't specify a year. Or if a 3 in a percentage is 300%. And if it's just simply text, it's just a 3. But it's not a number 3, it's just text. It's just the symbol. So what you select here changes what you can do. And of course, we can always go to more number formats, and we can do some really funky stuff here. We're not going to yet. So just be on the lookout of what it is you have. Like this right here is just general. This right here is just general. It will try to automatically change things to what it thinks is best based on what it is you've done. So for example, if I say this is, 12 o'clock a.m., it's going to realize when I click on this, oh, you're doing some sort of custom. It's some sort of time. And this time if I do 12:30 a.m., boom. And then if I do 1, a.m., boom. It's giving me some sort of custom format of time. But it realizes that all of these are time. You got 12:30, 12:30, 1. And you'll see it right up there. It's going hours, minutes, seconds. You want a colon, not a semicolon. But here's the trick. Because if you notice here, I've got from 7 a.m., 7:30, 8, 8:30, so on and so forth. Matter of fact, let me switch those to match that. 7, 7:30, 8. Do I really want to type out 8:30 a.m., 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m.? That's really going to be annoying, having to type these guys out throughout the entire way down, right? So this is where this little box in the bottom corner of the cells that I've selected comes into play. You'll even notice when I hover my mouse, it goes from the white plus to a black plus. That guy right there is the auto formatting. Basically, if I click and drag this down, you'll notice how it's saying 8:30, 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11. Basically, once you have 3 of any sort of concept in a row, so if I did 1, 2, 3, select these guys, it recognizes there's a pattern. And if I just simply click and drag, you see how it fills it, it completes the pattern. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Matter of fact, I can even do that as well, like 2, 4, 6, there we go. 8, 10, 12, it's going in the pattern. I wonder what happens if I try 2, 4, 8. Will it recognize that it's doubling? No, it doesn't recognize that it's doubling. It does not recognize that. Let's try if I did 16 right here. Will it then figure out that it's doubling? Nope, it's going to go 19, 30. Yeah, no. Because the next one on a double would have been 32. So no, it has its limitations. It does not understand complex arithmetic, but it will try to do the best to fill up a pattern. So as long as you type the first 3 correct, we can just simply click and drag, and we can go from, what did I have it, from 9 to 9? I had it from 9 to midnight. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Actually, yeah, let me just, boop, there we go. And that'll give us from 7 a.m. all the way down to 11:30 p.m. And there's our calendar designed. Now it's just a matter of let's fill stuff in. So what am I going to be doing on Tuesdays at 11 a.m.? I'm probably going to be teaching class. So let me just go and, since I know that my chunk of time is going to be from 11 to 12, I'm going to wind up taking these 2 blocks up. So let me merge these 2 blocks together, and let me go and say CSC 151. That's probably what I'm going to be doing. But I don't want that being there, so let me just move the review. Let me just move it up to the top there. Boom. Or do I want it up at the top? Yeah, I want it. And I'll even say teach CSC 151. Oops. Well, no, you might have noticed I'm now bleeding the cell. So let me go and hit this wrap text. Wrap text will wrap the text. It will make it so that the text will stay within the confines of the box. So even if I were to type in, something like, random gibberish, teach CSC 151, you'll notice the 151 now dropped down because it was reaching the end of the thing. So that's how it's going to wind up going. So I've got that. At the same time, I want to signify this with something. So let me go and change the background color. You know, we're at Lincoln University. Lincoln's colors are, well, they're blue and orange, aren't they? I think probably having a light orange background will work with that. Yeah, light orange background will work with that. And then at the same time, let me go and make a border. I'm just going to pick thick box border. Boom, there we go. So now I've got myself this block right there. That's going to be what I do. Sorry, once again, coming off the sinus infection. And I'm going to copy, which is Command C, because I know I have another class at 2. Paste it right there. Then I know I have another class that starts at 3:30. Paste it right there. Boom. And then, you know, that's the stuff that I got right there. Now, obviously, I have other stuff that I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to drive to work. So let's go and add, let's merge these two together. Let's, you know, I don't know, let's make driving's on the road, right? Let's make driving a gray asphalt color and give it some white text. So I'll put drive to Lincoln. And oh no, drive to Lincoln needs to be merged and centered in wrap text. Boom, there we go. Let's give it a box border. Boom. Let me copy and paste that because I need to, at some point in time, drive to home. Cool. And somewhere in there I need to have lunch, so let me put, you know, lunch right here. And let me box border it. And I don't know, what color do I want lunch to be? You know, we're going to make lunch a healthy lunch. Whoops, okay, well, I didn't mean to do that. Let me put that back to a black color. I wanted to change the fill color to a nice green. There we go. And I bet you from there to there I'm going to be grading papers. So let me go and make that, I don't know, I'll make grade papers a sign of an orangey color. And I'll border that, merge it, wrap text, put it up top, and I'll say grade papers. Grade student papers. There we go. And that's going to be like that. And of course, I know I'm going to wind up probably doing that exact same thing. So copy and paste that for Thursday. I know that's going to be something that I'm going to be doing. Now, of course, I'm also going to have Monday classes, Wednesday classes, Friday classes. I'm going to be having all sorts of stuff that's going to happen here. And of course, at some point in time, I'm going to also have to, you know, like take a shower, you know, make sure I have dinner, that sort of stuff. Like, you know, maybe I need to, you know, once I said, like, maybe I need to do some grocery shopping on Monday. Well, you know what? I know that I need to go to Costco, so let me go and block out, I don't know, that chunk of time. Boom, block that, merge and center, wrap text, put the text up at the top alignment, and I'm going to say, you know, buy food at Costco. There we go. There's my buying food. And you know what? I'm going to make it also that nice shade of green because, you know, food, why not? And, you know, let's see here. So I'll put dinner. Yeah, let me just copy this. Copy. Boom, boom. This is going to instead say dinner. This will instead say dinner. And of course, probably there's going to be a shower somewhere around here, prepping for the next day, all that sort of stuff. All the things that I wind up needing to do in a day to go and put these things in here. So that's generally how this works. It's just selecting an area that you need to do something in. So like this right now represents Friday from 8:30 to 10:30 realistically. So give it a box border, merge and center, wrap text, make sure it's center top aligned. And, you know, whatever it is we wind up having to do that day, we put in it. And then make sure that we give it a color that's consistent or some sort. So I don't know, this is going to be, this is going to be another thing that has to do with food somehow, because it's going to be green. And that's just how it's going to wind up going. You want to be consistent with your design aesthetics. Why? Well, let's take a look at a flowchart here. Let me just go with a good flowchart here. Beepity 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 beep beep. There we go. Let's take a look at open image, new tab. There we go. This right here, I see the words vacuum off, vacuum on. This appears to be some sort of Roomba. Yeah, power on, scan environment, locate map, plan route, vacuum on. So, you'll notice how there's always these is that a rhombus or is that a trapezoid? I think it's a trapezoid. These trapezoids are always the same color. Why are they the same color? Because someone might be colorblind, so we also have the same shape as well. So the rhombuses are always the functions of what seem to be power. Power on, vacuum off, power off, vacuum on. It all seems to be involving the actual mechanical functions. These other things, scan environment, locate map, this is all coding based, it looks like. And these guys are just rectangles. The rectangles mean something different from the trapezoids. And you'll notice these questions. The finished route, yes or no. Battery low, yes or no. Vacuum full, yes or no. They're all diamonds. They are always a different shape, but they're a distinct shape consistently. We always know in this chart, when I see an orange diamond, that's going to be a question. I'm not going to get stop moving and have it be a diamond, because stop moving is not a question. Compared to a bad flow chart, oh, not bad flash chart, I want a bad flow chart. Compared to this monstrosity, open link in new tab. Oh no, I wanted the image. Open image in new tab. Compared to this monstrosity, what does any of this mean? We've got arrows going everywhere, different colored arrows. Why are there different colored arrows? Why are some of them going in different directions? Why are some of them going over top of text and making it harder to see? Why is this one applied to this arrow or that arrow? Like, there appears to be arrows going in multiple directions that are overlapped in such a way that I can't tell what's what. Where does this start? Where does this end? As opposed to this, start, end. And you'll notice the start and the end are the only things that are red ovals. You know, this is easy to follow. There's a clear, distinct path. This guy, I have no idea where to follow. We want to be clean and concise. If you can't read your own work, that's a problem. We want something nice and neat, not something that's a complete cluster. So, basically, that's why anything that's involving food, I'm making green. Anything involving driving, I'm making black, or it's a dark gray. Anything involving Lincoln, I'm making it orange, because their colors are blue and orange. Anything involving, I don't know, I'll pick something else. I guess, here's where shower's going to be. Here's where shower's going to be. Shower is going to be blue. And it's going to be a light blue. Anything involving water is going to be blue now in my days. You know? So, basically, this is just planning out what it is you're doing for the day, for the week. And as you can see here, we planned out everything. We planned out breakfast, driving to work, teaching the class, teaching a different class, lunch, drive home, grading papers. I had wrestling in blue or improv in blue. I had other stuff in these things here to showcase this example, but that's basically it. And what you'll find out is you'll find where you have free time. So whenever someone goes and says, I don't know when to do something, well, where do you have that chunk of free time? I don't know when I can do my homework assignment for my math class. Well, it looks like on Thursday, you have a little bit of a time in between 1 and 1:30, but you know what? You're going in between classes then. It probably wouldn't be the best thing. Probably better to do Tuesday, maybe at like 8 o'clock or something, That's when you're finally relaxed a little bit. You've had to de-stress a while. You can fit in some stuff right over there. Or heck, look at Saturday right over here. We got Saturday in the morning, before lunchtime. You don't have anything you're doing. That's where you'll put that homework. You'll be able to schedule and fit stuff that you didn't think you were able to fit before. Also, word of advice, make sure you keep stuff for like sleep, or stuff like, hey, I know it's going to be a long week. Let's have some Netflix time in here, or some video game time. You are going to need to figure out where you can de-stress. Don't run yourself ragged. But once you've gotten yourself something that's filled up a bit, and you've got your stuff popped in, basically the task list, which doesn't exist right now, and the calendar are basically, they can work in tandem with each other. The stuff that you don't know where to fit in from your task list, take a look at your calendar and see where you have openings. Now, like I said, you probably already do this on your phone. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But in this video, by doing this sort of simulation of this, we've established fill color, font color, a little bit more of the arrangement stuff over here. We learned about different formatting types, what they do. We've got the wrap text option. We got some borders in. Let's see, is there anything I've missed here? Oh, I should probably put a border on that left-hand side, just to, make sure that we've got ourselves the full side line here. Left border, boop. And there we go. And, so once you get something that looks more akin to putting in all your classes and all the stuff you have to do, like, let's make it an accurate as possible calendar. Save it, submit it, send it in. So once again, save, so on and so forth. And then, close it out, whatever. And, of course, go in and find the thing, click on, drag it in. And just, in theory, it's the same file. So if I were to double-click this, yep, there's my task list. There's my calendar. So make sure, click and drag it, move it in. Boom, we're good. And I'll see you guys in the next video, where we'll start getting into some coding.